Hi, good morning everybody. It's Brittany, Big Cat Rescue here in Tampa, Florida. Hi Melissa, hi Kathy. Good morning Helena. Make sure you guys share this, tag your friends and family. Good morning Dawn. We are gonna go check in with Kimba, so I wanna make sure as many of you as possible are already here so I don't have to repeat myself too many times. And then we're gonna go see our birthday girl, which is Dutchess. So please share, and good morning everybody. Kimba was waking up well with Keeper Angie watching him pretty much until it got dark. And then Afton checked in with him one last time before she left last night, and he had been grooming and given himself a bath, and he had turned himself around, and at one point he was trying to get up, so we just wanted to let him chill and relax. There's a Zucari silhouette. And this morning when Aaron came in, oh, and there's Cheesy. Hi Cheesy. Cheesy got himself in a pickle. I'll have to tell you guys about that too. So this morning when Aaron came in, he was up walking around like he normally does in the morning, and he took his meds and he ate very well, and he did not have a whole lot of aggression towards her, which is great. He now has full access to his entire enclosure except for the pool section. He can't do any swimming or soaking for at least 10 days. So I don't know how he'll be to a person that doesn't have food, so we might not linger with him for very long. I also wanted to get most of my update and talking in to you guys right now before I approach him. So we will check in with Kimba as best as we can. That's most of my verbal update from last night and what I know of so far this morning. And then we'll go see Dutchess and friends for her birthday. And then I've got to go back to my desk and figure out why Instagram's not posting anything that I scheduled. Sometimes it falls offline, so that could be part of it. Hi, good boy. So you can see he's up moving around. We are still going to be shifting him back and forth the way we normally do in order to clean him properly. Jasmine will also get full access back to her enclosure. We had shifted her away from him yesterday so that there would be no added stress. Hi, good boy. So you can see there's a pole with that door down, keeping him out of his pool section. Hi, good boy. He will be on gabapentin for a little while. Hi, good boy. He's like, I don't know about you. You were a part of all that. So if you missed it yesterday, Kimba, our youngest tiger, got neutered yesterday. We ran some blood work. He's still a little bit wobbly. Just a little bit wobblies. Hi, good boy. Like I said, I don't want to provoke him or have him upset with me. Hi, good boy. Carefuls. Hi, sweetheart. Are we rubbing on the side? Oh, handsome man. So I will just, since he's being a good boy, I will hang here with him for just a few and tell you guys the story of yesterday. Normally I would film us loading him into the transport, driving up to the hospital, weighing him, getting him on the table, intubation, all of that. It was a much different situation yesterday with Kimba. Dr. Justin and Jamie were the ones that came over and darted him while the rest of us hid far, far away. We did hear it. I did see it just a little bit. It's okay, Bubby. He's going to be slightly paranoid, I'm sure, because Justin did have to use the dart gun, and I just didn't want to see it. He was very ferocious. He puffed up about 3 times the size that he actually is, was very, very, very intense, and just kept charging the side, definitely flinging himself, roaring like crazy. By the time we got him into the hospital, his nose was all like grass stained because he'd flung himself against the side so much. So he was very intense. Justin successfully used a barbed dart with him. Hi, good boy. Hi, handsome. It's okay. And here I am standing here with this contraption of a stabilizer, so he probably doesn't fully trust. Anyway, so the reason I wasn't filming during all of that is because I was helping. So just paid staff and Dr. Justin and 2 of our coordinators helped transport him. We had to get him on the table, intubated. Once everything was settled and good, I did go live. You can see that at bigcattv.com, or it is on our Facebook page. Hi, good boy. Hi, good boy. Him's handsome guy. You're doing so good, my love bug. I'm so proud of you, buddy. So the procedure went really well. Dr. Justin was very happy with his neuter. His blood work looked perfectly a-okay and fine. We did give him a full look over. He did get a nail trim on both front paws, especially the dew claws. And he was just a perfect boy. And Jamie did make paw prints. I will definitely get one of those on eBay, and one of them will be part of the sponsorship kit contest that we now have going. Sponsor any cat, including Kimba. And one of the months this year, that will be the prize. Good job, buddies. Are you gonna be less interested in Jasmine now? Hopefully more interested in us, though. So, he was the first cat ever that I have experienced, for sure, because I don't know if any of you have been following us for a very long time, but a long time ago, we used to do a lot of the procedures inside of the cages. So yesterday was kind of a weird throwback. We got him sedated, we got him in the transport, we got him up to the hospital, the whole procedure went well. And then instead of reversing him and allowing him to wake up in the transport cage, we thought it would be a whole lot less stressful on him and us if we brought him back out to his enclosure, fully sedated, and then Dr. Justin gave him the reversal inside of his home so that he went to sleep in the same spot and pretty much woke up in the same spot. And he had pain meds injected, but also he's again getting gab for the next week or more. And again, he has to remain in a small area till we know he's not loopy anymore from the anesthesia. So this is just one of about 15 sections to his enclosure. There's a door he's walking by right now that once the cleaners come and they make sure all of the other sections of his enclosure have fresh water, then they'll open that door. I know he'll shift right over there. And then in about 10 days to 14 days, he'll have access to that direction with that door opening, and that's where his pool is. So we're not too worried about him on platforms. We think he's come out of the sedation really well. And so once the cleaners have gotten him all cleaned up, he'll have full access to his enclosure minus the pool area. And I'm just really, really happy. So they had to get really creative yesterday. We did have to have one of our machines put onto a rolling cart. And Afton and Dr. Justin walked alongside him in the transport cage, pulling the wagon with all the medical equipment on it to keep him nice and good until we got out here. As soon as we were here, we unhooked him. We moved him right into the enclosure. We actually laid him right here on the side so that all the tubes and everything could be reachable. The moment that his little mouth started a moving, Dr. Justin pulled all of the equipment out And then Keeper Angie sat with him until he was moving his head around. And yeah, he's just doing really, really well. But I laughed because the whole time that we were, you know, getting all this equipment ready and we were making all these changes, that was definitely a different type of procedure for me to be involved in, because we do usually wake the cats up front and then we roll them back out, or we might attach them to the side of their enclosure, but we don't actually let them out till the next day. We just didn't want any added stress on him or us. We did not know how he was going to handle everything. And so we got him back out here, but I laughed. Hi, handsome boy. You smelling everything right now, aren't you? So I laughed because the whole reason that we were going to neuter Kimba, and Jamie posted this on her Jamie Veronica Big Cat Rescue Facebook page. Her and I and Afton all have public pages. We don't friend a whole lot of people on our personal pages. We try to keep everything on that page, those pages. So anyway, she posted a bunch of photos and the story on why it was so important in her mind for us to see if we could give Kimba a more relaxed lifestyle, and neutering him was going to be the best way to attempt that. And I mean, my goodness, I know he's still on a lot of pain meds, but he hasn't grumbled or growled at me once, so that's huge. But anyhow, when we were stringing up all of that equipment to roll back out here to wake him up in his enclosure, and everybody was on edge, which of course, duh, like it's a tiger procedure. It doesn't matter what tiger it is. They're all tigers. They're all scary. There's no reason for anyone to be more scared of him than any other tiger on this property. So it's always a tense thing. But I laughed because I was like, well, I thought, I mean, I was told he was going to wake up acting like a kitten. And sure enough, he's kind of definitely acting like a different cat right now. It doesn't mean that once he's fully off of all the meds that he won't have a moment, but gosh, fingers crossed that he is just this playful little purring kitten. Because the story was Cameron Lion was so intense, so scary. He would actually keep people from feeding him and Zabu. He was very dangerous to both of them and us. When they neutered him, it took a few months. It was like, I think they said about 4 months or so till he truly calmed down. And then he just became this giant love bug. So this one, though, this is almost similar to how Max was. Max was almost an instant change. You know, I certainly hope that Kimba develops a cute personality, whereas Max is still very, I think he just has way more trauma, unfortunately. But I think, you know, circus tigers in general, they come to us with such an unbelievably sad story, and the mental trauma on them is usually so intense. Kimba being so young, we were really hopeful that we could kind of rebound him and give him the best quality of life that we can. Right, good boy? So this is my check-in with Kimba. I don't want to stress him too much or anything, so we are going to say our goodbyes, and I'll definitely check in with him again next week as well. So if you missed any part of his update, I have been talking about him since the moment I fired this live up. So let's go see our birthday girl. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Dutchess, we are celebrating her honorary 15th birthday. I forgot to look at my list as I was walking out of my office. Bye, Bubby. I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'm very proud of you, bud. Yeah, you are so good. His favorite platform and his favorite like napping spots during the day are in the other bubbles, which is why he's like, I'm ready, I'm ready. He just got to get his cleaners to get him access. All right, 15, good, thank you. January is definitely the hardest month for me to pay attention to everybody's ages, because as soon as that day has passed by, I'm always like, wait, how old again? Was that last year or this year? I can't recall. So while we're driving, I mentioned that I would fill you in on Cheese Kid. So most of you remember that we had a mallard duck baby in rehab, gosh, a year or more ago now, and his name was Quackers. And Jamie found some 2 white ducks to help raise him with, so they could kind of, you know, all be friends. And they were all released here, and Quackers has since then moved on. He may be coming back to visit. I did see Cheese Kid with one of the mallards about a week or so ago, and I was kind of like, is that you, Quackers? But he did move on. He is moving around with his own friends like he was supposed to. And the cheese ducks stayed here with us. Unfortunately, we did lose one of them, but our cheesy boy, we all call him something different, but Cheese Kid, we've got one left, and he makes friends with every single bird out here that lands in this lake. And he has been prone to having this eye issue that we don't understand. We don't know if somebody's picked on him, and then it requires drops 3 times a day, and that happened a handful of months ago. And so he goes into the rehab squirrel cage, and so he recovered from that, and he was re-released. And then just this past week, again, Afton found him to be kind of favoring one of his feet, and he was not like walking properly, and then his eye thing was back. So we had him back out in rehab squirrel cage for about a week or so. Afton and Gail were back to doing eye drops 3 times a day, and he looks really good again. So he was put back out to the lake again, and has made his way onto main property. Sometimes he hangs out just out by rehab, and then sometimes he is, uh-oh, where's our birthday girl? And then sometimes he comes into the smaller portion of the lake. But he's doing well, but he has had his fair share of just craziness. Where's that birthday girl? I do have to say, something about Kimba yesterday really messed up my sinuses. I remember Hoover being the only other tiger that truly made me like, oh, there she is. Here, I don't want you to come up here. Come over here. Over here, Dutch. Hi, honeys. Birthday girl. Hi, sweetie. There's our Dutch bunny. Duchess, come say hi. Dutch, you don't have to go on your roof section. She's like, but I'm gonna. Oh, maybe not. Oh, good. Good job, honey. Happy birthday, baby. So, anyway, Cheesy is back to doing good things. Hi! 15-year-old girl today? Oh, goodness sakes, honey. Yes, happiest birthday, honey. Happiest birthday, honey. Thank you so much, Kelly, for donating towards Dutchess on her 15th birthday. Good girl, baby. Yes. Hi, honey. What a special lady. Oh, some good ear rubbings in there. Yes. Our special lady. Our special lady. What a sweetheart. You and Priya got weekend plans for the party? Go party at some point? So Duchess was hilarious. Of course, she thought that every single thing involving Kimba's procedure yesterday had to involve her. So she was chasing golf carts and chasing the transport and just like, ooh, who is that young stallion as he passed by. It was really funny. You were so goofy. You really thought it all involved you. Look at those ear flashes. Look at those ear flashes. So pretties. So again, if you want to sponsor Kimba or Duchess or any of the January birthday cats this month, You can do that at bigcatrescue.biz. Yeah, say go do it right now. You better put that ear back in there. And that will enter you in the drawing at the end of every month, and you could potentially win. Well, this month's prize is actually from Priya, but now Kimba's paw print will be in the mix. I will say that it sounds like we are trying to pick a date possibly for next week. That would be Simba Tiger's neuter, so heads up on that. It might be literally a week after Kimba. I don't know for sure yet, but it'd be deja vu, only different tiger. You've seen Simba before, though. I don't think you'd ever seen Kimba. I don't think so. I don't believe you'd ever seen Kimba boy. Sarah Aaron actually said the exact same thing. She was like, if you guys were in the wild and this was a totally different life, Dutchess and Kimba would definitely have had the most perfect babies in the world. But no breeding for life in a cage, right? That's total nonsense. And now it's illegal. Yay! Thank you, Big Cat Public Safety Act. Yeah, handsome boy. Went all over your parade. It was a much different weird parade compared to your parades. Oh, you got so much to say, honey buns. What you saying? You want to tell everybody anything special? What is it that you want for your birthday? Sponsorships, snacks. What a good girl. I won't do too long of a live this morning. I did drop off our Commander Creamsicle, the vet, this morning for his entropion eye surgery. Yes, and I always have so much anxiety knowing somebody's going to call me with an update. So you can watch for Miss Dutchess, our birthday girl, on her Explore camera. Way down there on the top of that pole is the Explore camera, and it tries to follow Dutchess or anytime that we can be lucky enough to see Miss Priya. Gonna get some water. So she's gonna go into her feeding lockout. Well, her request for a giant enrichment to destroy will definitely happen in the coming weeks. We already have our enrichment team working on the big game. I think this will be Duchess's 3rd year predicting the winner of the big game. I believe she got it incorrect her first year, but she nailed it last year. So once we know for sure who's doing that, they will wrap up that enrichment. And as we always do, we'll likely go live. I think for the first time since pre-COVID, we will also be inviting the media out. Yeah, because we want to tell the public that we are desperate for volunteers and interns. We really, really need our crew to re-strengthen after a couple really trying years. And we still have a lot of opportunities here for interns and volunteers. So that is the plan. Oh, so many big tiger stretches. So again, thank you to everybody who is donating towards Dutchess on her special day. I know you laid in a really weird spot, and this is going to be the only view that I can get of you. Your walls are curved. You have curved walls, but you're so pretty. I don't know if I can zoom and it not be really annoying. We'll see how this goes. Birthday lady. So Dutchess came to us in 2015 as a witness protection cat, and she came to us with Miss Jasmine, the only other remaining cat of that Fab 4 is what they were originally called. and that was also including Sapphire and the late Jinx. And they were confiscated in the state of Ohio, and we housed them, fed them, cared for them for over 4 years while the owner went against the state of Ohio in litigation, trying to gain these cats back after obviously having done something to the point where they were confiscated. So we were very, very, very impatiently waiting, but very excited when we found out about 4.5 years later that they got to remain here and we could care for them. And she has just flourished. When they all came in, none of them were very playful or super sociable. They certainly didn't understand enrichment. They didn't understand it at all. They thought, oh, I eat this, because they were just really hungry. And so for a long time, all 4 of them were on the naughty list for enrichment. They couldn't have any paper products. But we found out that everybody really loved loose spices. So it was dubbed, all 3 of the tigers were female, and they were all dubbed Spice Girls because they absolutely loved, you know, apple spices and cinnamon spices and pumpkin spices. And then a few years later, Afton retested them all for paper enrichment, and to our lovely surprise, no one ate it. They just played and rubbed and rolled and shredded. And after that, they became these incredible enrichment cats, specifically Dutchess. So once I get Instagram posting set back up again, I don't know what fell offline. Something happened. But once I get that fixed, almost all of her photos featured on Instagram today are all enrichment involved, because she just loves it. She's kind of our go-to, especially if we need to film or take photos for anything. Is your neighbor out anywhere that we could see her? We gonna see a Dutchess belly? That would be our birthday gifts to ourselves. Let's see Dutchess belly. Obviously, I'm very partial to Kali, that is my girl, but Dutchess, I've always told her that she is literally a perfect tiger. Her size, just everything about her, she's just so perfect and pristine. Oh, something that I don't think I mentioned it, I may have. Oh, thanks for letting me know. So IG probably posted my second post, but not my first one. Anyway, something that I don't know that I got to point out during yesterday's live, because again, it was unique because I needed to be so involved in the procedure that I was doing way less filming, or I just kind of set you guys on a tripod several times, zoomed in and had to go do other things. But you can see her tail, and I've pointed this out in the past, but I really wish I would have thought to show you guys up close with Kimba. But Kimba is missing like the last like handful of inches of his tail. So if you're looking at her tail, you see how she has her black puff, and then there's like 3 little stripes, a thicker stripe, another stripe, and then one more stripe. That's kind of where his tail ends, and it had like a calloused area, so he very clearly was not born with a shorter tail, but he lost the end of his tail. So Kimba does not have that little black puff at the end. It ends on a white section. So I thought that was really unique about him yesterday. She's giving us a very good example of the tail. Very good example. Who's coming up behind me? So that was very sad. Jasmine also has a much shorter tail. And then, oh, I see. It's your operant guy. It's your operant guy. So Jasmine also has a much shorter tail, is missing part of her ears. And Kimba, shorter tail and missing part of his ear. So, hi, baby. We're hiding. Hi. I know, our precious birthday girl. Where's your neighbor? This is Dutchess and friends. Where's Dutchess and friends? Because really, you don't have any other friends close to you because it's only Priya. Priya and Dutchess share Tiger Lake. So not gonna lie, also, yesterday I had to put on real shoes for the first time since possibly having broken a toe. And where is she? I wonder if she's already out by the lake. We'll walk down here as best as I can. So I had to put on like real shoes and socks yesterday for the first time in like 8 days. And because everything was so fast-paced and intense, I mean, yes, I obviously was feeling the pain, but I just somehow I magically blocked it out. And by the time I got home, I was like, oh man, it's probably going to be throbbing and swollen again, and I'll have, to get back on a crazy, like, medication regimen and all of that. And honestly, today it just feels better. And I'm like, I wonder if I just, like, knocked something back in place because I was not even thinking twice about it. Oh, there she is. Soaking up the sun. My goodness. So it worked out really well because I'm still kind of in not a real shoe again today. I didn't want to push it. I don't want to revert backwards, so I'm still going to take it a little bit easier. It still looks not great though, I will say that. Mostly black. There's our Priya. Well, you are as far away from Dutchess today as you possibly can be. This is a full belly Priya. We know we just recently celebrated Priya's 19th birthday. Today we're having Dutchess's honorary 15th birthday. So if you guys came in late for this live, you missed everything about Kimba, and we just saw Dutchess, our birthday girl. Now we're over here with Priya. And I gave a cheese duck update, so lots for you guys to re-listen to. She is zonked. Usually she'll at least like look over at me. It was another chilly morning. I think today's actually supposed to be the highest temperature we've seen in a couple of weeks, but then through the weekend it's supposed to get pretty darn cold again, for Florida standards. So I think everybody's enjoying the warmth of the sun. So like I said, next week I'll check back in with Kimba again, but he was doing well. We will continue on with our birthday cats. I don't really schedule anything for Fridays and Saturdays since I'm not here, but we will jump back into that next week because we pretty much go till the end of the month. We have a ton of cats here that were born and raised in captivity under sketchy circumstances, and not everyone comes to us with medical records and official birth dates and things of that nature. So we do guesstimate as best as we can based off the information we're given, along with different things from the vet staff. She is out cold. Well, thank you again to everybody who donated on this live towards Dutchess. And I appreciate everybody. I was disappointed at first after Kimba's procedure when I saw the donations on that live. I was like, really? It's a tiger procedure, and like hardly any donations, but it grew a little bit overnight. But thank you guys, because 100% of your donations is what fuels the cost or the care for the cats here. And tiger procedures and feeding tigers, and tigers are definitely the most expensive. So for birthdays, anniversaries, procedures, and sponsorship kits, it really, really helps us a lot to maintain this level of care for them. So thank you very, very much for all of that. go do some shopping for Dutchess. She still has one of my favorite designs, her and her big red ball, bigcatrescue.biz. And yeah, I will see you guys hopefully Sunday, weather permitting, and we'll jump back into the next batch of our birthday cats. You can rewatch this at bigcattv.com, on our Facebook page, or on my public Facebook page. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Hopefully it's as relaxing as this tiger right here. That's what I'm hoping for my weekend. Just feed me and let me lay here, that's fine. Alright guys, I'm going to hop off here, make sure I didn't miss a phone call, and I just can't thank you guys enough for always being here for all of us. But having you here with me on these lives, priceless. So thank you guys. See you guys soon.